Welcome back, guys. This is the King of Weaves here, and this is Naruto the Neglected Prodigy part. The 2 hour one part. For 3 to 4 or 3 to 6 or 4 to 6, I'm not sure. I did 1 to 3, so it should be 4 to 6, I'm pretty sure. Because I'm covering 4, 5, and 6. Anyway, 2 months after Spa. Oh, by the way, Mission to the Wave, part 1. Kage-sama, can we get a C rank in a rank or something? By the way, I'm speaking a bit in a low tone because it's actually 8:21 AM and most of the people in my house are asleep. I'm tired of these measly chores that the civilians could do. Plus, whenever I do something for them, they always say I'm doing it wrong, while I'm doing the same thing the others are doing. Naruto said, complaining. Iruka and Minato gave him a sympathetic look. They knew the village's hate was never going to go down, even though he was not the demon. Does Kakashi approve? He asked, looking at his former student. Kakashi nodded. They were ready the first day, but I was waiting for them to ask. Everyone in the room sweat dropped. Kakashi's statement, except for Sai. Are you serious? Naruto yelled. I will take your books and burn them right in front of you. Kakashi's eyes widened. No, Naruto. No need to be hasty. I can change, he said frantically. Minato's sweat dropped, seeing Kakashi's frantic begging. Naruto crossed his arms. You're fine. For now. But you'd best not be late for the C rank. Kakashi nodded immediately, agreeing with Naruto that he wouldn't be late. Minato looked at the list of C ranks available and found unsuitable. Okay, Team 7, your mission is guard the bridge builder Tazuna. He walked over to the door and opened it. Come on in, Tazuna, and meet your protectors, Minato called. An old man with grey hair and glasses, with a piece of white rope tied around his head and with the lace sticking out, walked in with a bottle of sake in his hand. He looked over at the group. This is my protection. They look like wimps, especially the pale black boy in black hair. Pale boy with black hair. Sorry, I can't read. Naruto and Sai looked at each other. Sai was paler than Naruto, but both were still pale in their own way. Naruto then spoke up. Which one? Tazuna rose an eyebrow before pointing a Naruto. Tazuna went to drink his sake, but it was no longer in his hand. He looked around, seeing Naruto holding it. The sake looks good, doesn't it, Tazuna? Too bad. Naruto walked over to the plant, in the corner of the room and pulled it, and then the sake in it. Sorry, but it's ninja policy, so you can't drink until you're safe. He's fast, Tazuna thought. What do you mean, till I'm safe? I'm safe right now, aren't I? Suki shook her head and laughed. You just made fun of Naruto. You aren't safe until you're in your own home. Tazuna turned around to see Naruto grinning like a madman. Tazuna inwardly cringed before he bowed. I apologize. I shouldn't have insulted your skills. Satsuki watched in awe. This man just bowed to Naruto and wasn't forced to do it. Naruto himself was shocked. He then blushed with embarrassment. Don't do that. It makes me uncomfortable. Naruto said shyly. Kakashi eye smiled before he started speaking. Meet me at the village gates in an hour. He said to leave. He was about to leave when Naruto spoke up. Kakashi, isn't Itachi coming with us? Kakashi shook his head no. Itachi was on a mission taking out a missing ninja from Iwa. Name was Data or something. No, sorry, Naruto. He was sent out on a mission yesterday, Minato said with a small frown. Naruto frowned as well. He's been doing more missions lately, Naruto muttered, before following Satsuki and Sai to the door an hour later. Is everyone here? Tarzan asked. Kakashi nodded his head before he started walking out on the village, to the village gate, out the village, sorry. Naruto took a deep breath before he walked along with Kakashi, with Satsuki and Sai following quickly. Another hour. Naruto was walking to Satsuki while Kakashi abided in something and teased the two how which would ultimately end with him begging them not to burn his books. Sai and Tarzan walked silently, but Tarzan seemed move more move normally, while Sai seemed like he was being controlled. Naruto and Kakashi noticed a puddle on the ground, and Naruto, being Naruto, decided to play around with it a bit. Oh, a puddle. I like puddles. I remember how I like. Remember how I like puddles. Satsuki. Satsuki gave him a questioning look before she saw how he tensed up and gave her a look that told her that danger was ahead. She slyly put her hands in her kunai pouch and grabbed a couple of kunai. Naruto ran and jumped onto the puddle a few times, then but he stomped on it. Before he stomped on it, sorry. Tarzan looked at Naruto like he was insane, but hey, he was. Maybe he was. Naruto stomped on the puddle one last time before he stepped out of it, and kept walking. After around 5 seconds, chains bursted out of the puddle and wrapped around Kakashi and ripped into shreds. Satsuki immediately ran to Tarzan and guarded him from the two. One down, one of them said. He charged Naruto. Two down. He smirked, and Naruto quickly went through some hand cells. Fast available jutsu, he yelled, and the fire overtook the missing Nick, burning him to a crisp. The other one looked at Naruto wide-eyed. You killed my brother. I'll kill you. He screamed with rage. Naruto took out his sword and blocked the incoming claw with a backflip, and then backflipped a little to put some distance between the two. Naruto activated his Sharingan and made eye contact with the missing nin, and then used the Genjutsu to put him to sleep. Then the missing nin dropped to the ground, unconscious. Good job, Naruto. You took the two down and left one for interrogation, Kakashi said as he stepped out behind the tree. You did good too, Satsuki and Sai. You guarded the client. Satsuki nodded at the praise and Sai looked indifferent. Naruto dragged the assassin to the tree and tied him up with the assassin's own chains. He tried to use to kill them. He promptly woke up, and Naruto with a quick hard slap on the face. Wake up! Naruto yelled. Satsuki threw a can at Naruto out of nowhere and hit its target. No cursing. Naruto rubbed the back of his head and shot a glare at Satsuki. I'm grown, he muttered before slapping the assassin again. I said wake up, and Naruto was promptly hit by another can. Oh, he said, and Satsuki raised the can. Fudge? Satsuki smiled and nodded. Naruto wiped a bead of sweat and that was hanging on his forehead and quickly looked at the assassin who was now awake. What do you want? The missing ninja spat out. Naruto just smiled at him. I want information, and you're going to give it to me, right? The assassin laughed. Like hell I would. It's not like you could do anything, shrimp. Naruto then smiled and said, oh shit, sadistically in another universe. Naruto was snuggled up next to Anko before he saw her smile sadistically in her sleep. But before she muttered words, that's my Naru. I'm always scaring the shit out of people. Always scaring the shit out of people. Naruto slowly tried to get away before he could grip tightly. Oh god. Back to this universe. I don't understand that bit. I think I can get info out of you. You see, my villagers taught me some nasty things when I was little, and they did it to me a long time. They did it not too long ago. No, I remember what they did too. I can show you if you want. Naruto said, smiling. The same smile again. Sure, whatever, kid. You can. He was cut off with a kunai impaled in his hands. He howled in pain before Naruto took it out. You sure about that? That's what happened when I was 6. I can show you some other things. Naruto spoke in a low whisper. Then the assassin shivered at the cold tone in his voice. Naruto had the man right there where he wanted. So you're gonna tell me, or do I have to show you some more things? Gozo, the assassin, was now pissing his pants like a little girl that was scared by a monster. Fine, I'll tell you. I mean, I'd piss myself if that happened to me, both. He screamed from the pressure, hoping to relieve some. Naruto smiled, then spilled. 10 minutes later, Kakashi, should I kill him? He could be be a hindrance to our mission in the near future. Naruto said, looking at Kakashi's usual stoic face and trying to ignore the shock on Satsuki's. So this is the dark side. So this is his dark side. Scary. Kakashi and Satsuki fought while Sai studied Naruto. He seems to have some darkness in his heart. He also seems really strong. If that training session didn't prove it, no wonder Danzo wanted him to join his team. This team, Naruto. Kakashi paused before he began again. Do you want to kill this man? I mean, we shouldn't even have to do this mission since it's beyond the sea right now. Naruto shook his head. I don't want to kill him, but I will continue this mission, and he might be in the way and complicate things when it comes to protecting the old man. Tarzan let out a sigh of relief hearing what Naruto said. Please don't kill me. I won't even go back to Gato anymore, or I won't even go back to Gato or anyone. Please, Gozo begged. Naruto thought about it for a second before he came up with an idea. Fine, only if you help us protect Tarzan, Naruto asked. Gozo thought for a second before nodding. Why not? If it helps him save his life, then it should do it right. Naruto smiled at the man before untying him. Welcome to the team. For now, that is. Naruto and Satsuki let out a Naruto said. Satsuki let out a breath. She didn't notice she's been holding. Relieved that Naruto didn't want to kill the man that tried to kill them. Kakashi looked over at Team 7. You're lucky that Naruto over here is capable of many things, including protecting his comrades. If he wasn't here, we would have left back to Konoha the moment we saw two missing show up. Tarzan looked at the ground in shame. He knew that he was lying. Him lying was wrong, but his country didn't have enough money to pay for an A-rank mission. Tarzan then proceeded to explain why he's building this bridge and why he had less money because of the monopoly named Gato Industries that wants to keep him from building the bridge. Kakashi, we have to complete this mission, One, it's the right thing to do. Two, it won't help the Leaf Village at all if that bridge isn't built, because the word will get out that we didn't help, and they might go to another village for help. Kakashi was surprised by his student, little brother slash little brother. His logic was once again impenetrable. Uh, he sighed inwardly. Oh shit. He sighed inwardly. I guess we can go since we have an extra set of hands, he said, smiling with his eyes closed. Naruto smiled at him and waved his hand. Come on, then. I see a boat over there. He said, pointing to a barely noticeable boat, and mist was surrounding it, with ducks, like ducks in bread. Yeah, ducks, my G's. Uh, they got on the boat quietly and wanted to patiently and waited patiently for the man. What was that? Waited patiently for the man who owned it. Owned the boat to cross the channel quietly. All right. They meet Zabuza the same as canon. Really expected Naruto tries to stop them, the hunter in Haku, from taking Zabuza, but it's too late. So this chapter part, oh, okay, finish up, no. Alright, so I think he's going to skip, right? Why is Kakashi so dumb? Naruto whined at the dining room table, courtesy of Satsuki. Naruto rubbed his head. Ouch. Oh, Naruto whined at the dining table. Courtesy of Satsuki, Naruto rubbed his head. Ouch. Gee, Satsuki, that it's not my fault. He had to fight Zabuza by himself. He ordered me to he ordered he ordered me to. Satsuki hit him on the head again, much to his frustration. Be respectful. You're in another person's house. With the what would mother think about you being rude? She yelled, or slash whispered. Naruto instantly paled in remembrance of the horrors of the manners Mikoto Uchiha drilled into his head. They were currently at Tazuna's house, where his daughter Tsunami was currently cooking some lunch for the trio, while Kakashi laid in bed due to his fight with Zabuza. Here you go, you three, Tsunami said as she came back in the dining room with the tray with 4 plates with sandwiches. She set one out for each of the 3 genin, one and one on an empty seat. Inari, she called. Time for lunch. Satsuki and Naruto started eating their respective lunch, while Sai sat there and studied the two like they were animals at a zoo. Naruto finished his sandwich right when Kakashi walked in with a pair of crutches supporting him. Hey guys, he said plainly as he closed his eyes in a smile that you could see through from the outline of his mask. Naruto glared at Kakashi. Kakashi, idiot! You wanted to fight Zabuza alone while we just watched. You get no offense. You watched. You get no offense. Your ass handed to you. Naruto growled out. Kakashi started sweating along with the rest of his group. Naruto sent killer intent at him, making him crawl up his spine. Well, he paused as he glanced at the group cautiously. Let's go train for Zabuza, for when Zabuza comes back, hey? Satsuki spit out the water she had in her mouth. Naruto rose an eyebrow, and Sai kept his emotionless face. Kakashi Sensei, what do you mean Zabuza is still alive? Satsuki asked in a slight, shakily voice. Kakashi sighed before explaining. When I was lying in the bed, I thought back to the fight about the hunter in. Usually no one really uses senbon needles unless they're trying to hit a certain nerve or to transfer a type of poison. But when I saw the needles They weren't lanced with anything, and the nerves the hunting in struck was where you usually chop someone's neck to knock them out fast. So I concluded that the hunted in put Zabuza in a death-like state. He explained. Oh shit! I suspected that too, uh, but I wasn't sure until now. Naruto muttered as he stood up. Okay, Kakashi-sensei, let's get to training. Let's get some training done. He punched the air, and the three Genin followed Kakashi out the door. A couple of minutes later, in a forest. Okay, guys, we're gonna do some tree walking today. All you have to do is simply apply an even amount of chakra on the soles of your feet and climb the tree. He was cut off as both Naruto and Sai were made it up the tree with ease. For Naruto, that's no surprise, but Sai, that's a little fishy. Uh, Fish. Kakashi thought before he looked at Satsuki. Uh, ex- uh, Expectantly, Satsuki had her head down before, muttering a few words that no one got. What was that? Kakashi said, eyeing Satsuki. Satsuki looked annoyed as she looked at him and said, I don't know how to do that yet, she said heatedly. That's pathetic, I thought. You were an Uchiha prodigy like Naruto. Guess I was wrong. Sai, in a mocking voice, said before he was knocked off the tree by a branch that came from nowhere. Naruto then whistled innocently and walked down slowly down the tree. Slowly, the tree slowly and stood. What? What? Walked down slowly walked down the tree slowly and stood next to Satsuki, who gave him a fist bump. Okay, Satsuki, practice the tree climbing, and Naruto, follow me. Sai, perfect your drawings. The three of them nodded, and Kakashi made a shadow clone to observe Satsuki's climbing while he and Naruto walked off to a different part of the forest. Okay, Naruto, this technique I'm going to show you is going to take a lot of concentration. You're allowed to use your Sharingan to help you learn this since it. Since it can be quite chakra taxing, okay? Naruto nodded his head. Okay, the technique is called the Chidori. Several hours later, Kakashi Sensei, Naruto panted as he leaned on the tree, completely exhausted. You weren't lying when you said it was chakra taxing. Kakashi chuckled at his surrogate little brother before he ruffled his hair. Yes, you never doubt me. You should never doubt me. You come now. Come on. The others are already at the house eating dinner. They quickly went to the house and greeted everyone before they sat down and started eating. Satsuki, did you master the exercise? Naruto asked. Satsuki nodded but couldn't speak due to her mouth being full of the dumplings that Tsunami made. Naruto then turned to Sai, getting a hang of those drawing things, Sai. And Sai nodded. Yes, thank you for asking. Naruto's eyes widened slightly, surprised that Sai responded to him in such manner. He was usually a total prick. Well, I'm learning a new move. Did you know that Kakashi can actually do something besides walk, talk, read, and read his books? Satsuki mocked, gasped, mocked, gasped. Right, she faked it. Really? What did he do? Naruto chuckled while Kakashi looked to the ground in embarrassment. He's teaching me his signature technique, move, the Chidori. I haven't gotten it down yet, but I'm getting there. By the time Zabuza is up and running, I should be able to completely be able to use it. He explained until a small yet slightly angry voice spoke up. Why do you even fight? You can't beat Gato. He's too strong. You're no hero. Heroes don't exist. The little boy said. Naruto turned around and saw A boy with a hat on, with blue overalls. Naruto laughed. Gato is weak, trust me. If he didn't hire Zabuza to kill Tazuna, he's weak. If you have to hire Zabuza to kill Tazuna, he's weak. His only strength is money. Besides, everyone is a hero in their own way. Naruto said to the little boy, fucking alarm. Naruto said to the little boy. Inari grew angry and started yelling. How would you know? You stupid ninja live lavish lives and down do anything hard. Uh, you just sit around and then act like you'll string until you're killed. You don't know that what it's like to suffer. He yelled. Naruto froze in the room, and the room temperature went down several degrees. Oh shit. Nice. Nice knowing you, kid. Satsuki and Kakashi thought at the same time. Naruto put all of the hatred and sadness into a ball before pushing it out with the killer intent. The killer intent was now spreading like a wildfire. Suffering. Naruto growled. Everyone in the room now swaying and their knees struggling to and on their knees, struggling to breathe. What would I know about suffering? He yelled. Tell me, kid, have you ever had a kunai stabbed into your stomach multiple times and twisted around while you've been pinned to a concrete wall while you were 6 years old with a bunch of weapons? Naruto almost got skinned alive. Oh wait, did you almost get skinned alive? Did you get beaten up almost every week of your life when you were 4? You ruled. Inari shook his head, shaking. Inari shook his. Wait, what? Inari shook his already shaking head. Then you don't. You dare say I don't know suffering or what suffering is? Naruto yelled. Naruto took a deep breath before taking his killer intent back in. I need to release some steam. He whispered to the group before he stormed out of the house. Tsunami looked over at Kakashi. Was all those things he said true? Kakashi shook his head, much to her relief. Before his reply shook her to the core. He gave you the sugar-coated summary of it. It was a lot worse, he whispered, as guilt flooded his system. That's a wrap for today, part 2 of the wave thing. Sorry I haven't been uploading chapters more recently. It's been three reasons: laziness and lack of motivation, school, trying to finish 9th grade, depression and stress. Bro, depression and stress is not to laugh at. Yeah, you do you, bro. Like, you're an amazing writer, that's for sure. I don't have many words. Sorry if this is bad excuse, but I will try to update this not bad excuse. I'm just going to get past the one all the way. It's not even alright. So Jarud likes to write. Mission to the Wave Part 3, Chapter 6. I believe this is the last chapter. I'm going to read until Chapter 7, and that's where I'm going to end it off. But anyways, this is actually quite short. You killed her, Naruto whispered, as he as he held Satsuki's body, which was covered in needles. You killed her. He slowly brushed her hair out of her face as tears ran down his face. You killed her, you bastard. He screamed as he gently set her down, and a whirlwind of red chakra consuming him. The masked boy in the ice winded as he watched the blonde change before him. His fingers grew sharper and his teeth grew even more sharp. The chakra felt so deadly and poisonous. It felt evil. Naruto ran all fools and punched straight through the ice, knocking the boy flat on his ass into the bridge railing before making a big crack in it. When Tazuna saw, he wasn't worried about the bridge. Oh no, he was worried about the boy. He put a a crack in the stone. Naruto, uh, in his fit of rage, charged the masked boy until he punched his arm through his chest. The boy smiled beneath his mask. Sorry, Zabuza. I'm just a worthless tool now. He thought before he fell limp dead. Naruto looked at Zabuza. You brought him here. You made him kill her. He yelled as he charged up at Chidori and charging at Zabuza and charging Zabuza, who currently was held by Kakashi's summon dogs. What? No, I can't die yet. Zabuza cried out, only to be silenced by Chidori hitting him hitting him in the heart. Naruto's eyes were still blood red, a mix of chakra, fox chakra, and his Sharingan. Kakashi's eyes widened at Naruto's brutal execution of Zabuza. Naruto stared at, started calming down as his eyes turned back to normal black and red seemed to disappear. Naruto asked, Kakashi asked, in a questioning manner. Naruto silently walked from the body of Zabuza and sat down next to Satsuki, grabbing her head, and placing it on his laps. He played with her hair, tears streaming down his face. It wasn't supposed to be like this. He choked out a sob. She wasn't meant to. Supposed to die. Kakashi and Tazuna looked at Naruto with pity-filled eyes. Naruto's head shot up when he heard the large clapping sound coming from the opposite end of the bridge. Thank you, Leaf Ninja. I was going to kill them anyway. More money for me. Now I'm going to kill you and take the girl with me. She may be dead, but she'll still please me for a day or two. Gato said with a smug smile. Goodbye, Gato. Good riddance, was the thought going through Kakashi's head. Naruto stood up slowly before he unleashed his unsheathed his sword and pulled out a kunai. He activated the Sharingan and slowly walked towards the small army. I'm going to kill you. I'm going to destroy you. You will be a puddle when I'm done with you. Naruto said, as his hair covered his eyes. It's only a one boy, get him, Gato shouted while pointing at Naruto. Red chakra swelled around Naruto as he met eye to eye with Gato. You will die on this bridge right now, Naruto said before he charged the army. 2 minutes later, Naruto stood in a pool of blood where what was previously Gato. Dead bodies either littered in the water below them or on the bridge. Naruto himself was covered in blood. The army had been massacred. Kakashi walked over to Satsuki's body only to notice a needle in her neck. He quickly grabbed the needle and pulled it out of her neck. Satsuki sat straight up and took a lungful of air. She sat there for a minute before looking around and seeing Naruto standing in a puddle of blood. Naruto, she whispered. Naruto whirled around and saw Satsuki alive and well. Satsuki, he whispered before he looked around him, in tears welling in his eyes before he collapsed onto his knees. Satsuki struggled to get up, but was determined to reach him, even if she had to crawl. She eventually got there and hugged him tightly, pulling his hair and to her shoulder. She eventually got there, hugged him tightly, pulling his head, not hair, to her shoulder as she sobbed freely into her shirt, getting slightly wet. I killed them all of them. He choked out. She ran her fingers through his black hair and kissed the top of his head. We're ninjas. It's what we do. If not them, then we would have died. Naruto just continued to cry, but that was a massacre. I'm a monster, aren't I? He said before he was jerked forward and forced to look into her eyes. if I ever, and I mean ever, hear you say those words, she whispered, I will slap you. The soul got them hard. The Sharingan will never activate again. Naruto's eyes widened slightly before he nodded. So cheesy. Satsuki smiled and hugged him again. Kakashi and Tazuna watched with a small smile, tugging their lips at the scene, while Sai looked emotionless as always. Might as well clean this up, eh? Kakashi said with a slight sigh. Tazuna could only nod, wondering wondering where to start was on his mind right now. A couple of days later, bye guys, Naruto and Satsuki shouted in unison as they walked across the now finished clean bridge. They seemed happy and relieved they could leave that place. They could now leave that place. So many problems had to come up by just being there. They wanted to get as far as possible, as far away possible. As the group of ninjas Tarzano looked at the four in the distance. We should name this bridge the Great Tarzano Bridge. Hey everyone, Tarzano joked, but he was shot down by by Booze, and before Tsunami spoke up, we should name it the Great Naruto Bridge, since he was the one to free our country of Gato's reign of terror. Everyone cheered and all nodded in agreement. Tazuna smiled at his daughter and grandson, happy they were finally happy. The Great Naruto Bridge is then, it is then. And that ends the wave arc, the land of wave arc. Weren't expecting that way, you guys. Don't skip a chapter if that's all you're thinking. I just didn't feel like Naruto should have met his enemy before he killed him. So, okay. The tuning exams now. Will to live, chapter 7. Anyways, that is where I'm gonna end off. Oh, I'm fully awake now. Yes, I am. It's been an hour since I started recording. I actually recorded the wrong one before. It was one that I actually dropped, and it was an accident because I thought it was literally the same story. But anyways, hope you all enjoyed it. Please stay safe. Remember, I do not own this story. The story is owned by Gerald likes to write. I mean, it's only 37 minutes. How long is this chapter? What, 7 pages? Yeah, nah, G. Anyways, hope you all enjoyed it. Please take care, stay safe, and peace.